In this episode, we'll look at two video nodes that come into play after your clips are created: Video Combiner and Video Upscaler. The first one is extremely simple. It lets you bring several clips together into one continuous result. The second one takes that result and helps you refine it when you need higher resolution. To show this clearly, we'll start from a small social media sequence built around the same character. First, we create a reusable character from a clean portrait prompt, placing it in a text node and sending it to an image generator, just as we've already done in previous episodes. We keep that source image simple, well lit, and on a neutral background because that makes the character easier to reuse later without extra visual noise getting in the way. From that same base, we build 3 vertical scenes for social media. In the first, she is walking across a city crosswalk with a bouquet of tulips in a handheld selfie-style frame. In the second, she is at a cafe with a friend, filming a lively moment together. And in the third, she is outside a museum, speaking directly to the camera with a more candid lifestyle feel. Each image then feeds its own video generator through the start image input, while a separate text node provides the motion prompt for what happens in the clip. We keep the format vertical, choose the duration, decide whether to include sound, and generate each one the same way. By this point, we already have 3 separate video clips built from the same character system, and that gives us exactly what we need to move into Video Combiner. So let's add a Video Combiner node. Then we connect the video output from each clip to the video inputs of the combiner. It does not create new scenes or behave like a timeline editor. It simply places separate clips one after another inside a single continuous video. As you connect them, they appear inside the node in the same order in which they were added. And if you want to change that sequence, you can simply move them around there. There are no complex settings to configure first. Once the clips are connected, you run the node, and the result is one combined video with automatic transitions between scenes. So instead of taking those clips into another application just to place them one after another, you can already solve that step directly inside Spaces. It is a structural node that merges several video results into one downstream output, so the process can continue from there. Now let's complete that sequence with one final step. Imagine the clips we created earlier were not generated at the highest possible resolution. This can happen when the model you choose includes a feature you need, even if its native resolution is lower, or when it simply makes more sense to work faster in lower resolution and refine later. That is where Video Upscaler comes in. So we add a Video Upscaler node and connect the output of our Video Combiner to its video input. Before running it, let's take a quick look at the node itself. It receives one video as input and returns one enhanced version as output. At the bottom, you'll find the model selector with options such as Magnific Creative, Precision, and Topaz. You'll also see FPS Boost, which interpolates frames to increase the frame rate and create smoother motion. And if you open Settings, the same adjustment window from the standalone tool appears on the right, with the controls you already learned in the first course. As a quick reminder, precision is usually the better choice when the source already looks clean, and you want to preserve structure as faithfully as possible while increasing resolution. Creative is more useful when the input needs stronger reconstruction, artifact correction, or a more aggressive enhancement. In this case, we want to keep the look of our combined video intact and simply improve its resolution, so we choose the more faithful path, set the output we need, and run the node. And now we have one final video, already combined and refined, ready to continue through the workflow or to be used directly on social media. That is the core idea here. Separate clips can be merged into one result, and that result can then be refined without leaving spaces. So even after generation, the workflow can keep moving forward in a clear and connected way. We'll keep building in the coming episodes. See you in the next one.